Who doesn't love being around people who have a great sense of humor to enlighten their days? Yet, there are some idols who went overboard just to deliver an improper joke or impolitely have fun for themselves while annoying other people. On March 24, 2020, Sejong, the former member of IOI, stirred up controversy on many large Korean social platforms for her inappropriate joke when she attended a radio program hosted by Kim Shin-young. Things wouldn't go wrong if she didn't post the picture of her and DJ Shin-young, who was fully covered under the COVID protective hat and a gauze mask. What's so unright of the picture was her post, which somewhat looked like yelling, "Stay away." Although the girl uploaded the picture with the caption jokingly noting, "Social distancing on noon song of Hope Radio," and mainly for entertainment purposes, many didn't seem to find that funny. According to them, Sejong indeed showed a discriminating attitude toward people who were tested positive for COVID, or anyone complying with the COVID protection principles of wearing protective gear in the public like a mask. The rage was pretty reasonable, especially when the world was forcefully encouraging people to at least put on their masks for the sake of public health. After such a thoughtless act, Sejong's public image fell considerably from a mature idol to being heavily criticized as a brainless one. This was no less an unforgettable lesson for the singer, and for that, she should really think twice and double-check carefully before publishing or stating anything in such a sensitive time. Another shameful case is none other than Suzy, the nation's first loves. Who could believe such an elegant girl once failed to secure her public image just by being too indifferent? To be more in detail, in 2013, Suzy was honorably rewarded as the Best Actress at MBC Drama Awards. Back then, the Knet totally vexed over Suzy's unprofessional behaviors as well as the unserious manner in such a big awards show. When Suzy was on stage giving her acceptance speech, she showed no sign of a well-prepared winner at all. Media outlets and netizens harshly criticized Suzy as they believe she just took the award for granted in front of her seniors. Specifically, she constantly swayed her body here and there with her eyes pinned to the floor several times, showing her distracted attitude. Also, it's understandable she found her winning a huge surprise. Yet, in such a place full of professional actors who Knet's believed to be more deserving of the award, people felt annoyed by her jokingly giggling and cutesy expressions when receiving it. In fact, what triggered Knet's the most was her speech where she mentioned her dog, while confusingly giving appropriate credits to people assisting her along the way. As a result, the audience was completely wary of Suzy's presence and found her too amateur. The outrage was so big that it even came atop of the surprise that Suzy won the award in the first place. Throughout the career of the sexy queen Hyuna, she has been partnered up with several hot guys, and that really contributes to her extra outgoing personality with male partners. However, she sometimes pushed it a bit too far and created offensive moments that easily triggered the internet. It's well known now that Hyuna and E'Dawn, the former member of Pentagon, are enjoying their happy love life. But just put aside how controversial their love is. Before the relationship came out under the bright light, Hyuna committed inappropriate actions which, to Knet, was hard to accept, especially in a different sex relationship. In the meantime, Hyuna made a debut in a small group of 3 with E'Dawn and Hui, where she kept intentionally showing too much skinship with E'Dawn. Apart from dancing provocatively right in front of the boys' eyes, netizens were also mad because of Hyuna's ill manners when pushing her chest against E'Dawn twice in just a few minutes. Despite the other member, Hu, awkwardly laughing it off, it was probably nothing near funny or amusing to him. It could be said that Hyuna had completely startled many viewers who watched that part. Moreover, after their love story was revealed, this also became one of the moments showing her and E'Dawn's lasting lies to their fans. Though it's well known that Hyuna has taken the sexy concept seriously in her career, she should still take things in clear consideration of whether her joking actions are supposed to be sexy, as a close co-idol, or inappropriate behavior against common sense. In terms of cultural differences, it's really easy for a group to fall into the taboo hole when performing sexual-oriented Western songs. Take the case of Momoland in September 2020 to exemplify this. Specifically, the group dressed beautifully in hanbok, a Korean traditional custom for special occasions, to converse with their fans on V-Live for Chuseok. In fact, there would be nothing controversial if some of the members didn't sing and dance to the provocative pop song WAP of Cardi B while wearing hanboks. Briefly, the song WAP served as a lightning rod for controversy, even in an open-minded country like the US, let alone a conservative country like South Korea. And Momoland's members, Chui and Ahin, just took the inappropriateness to another level by doing those squats and butt shaking while dressed in traditional costumes. Other members like Nancy also faced criticism for being a bystander and doing nothing to prevent that, just standing there laughing out loud. As said by netizens, they should have stopped Choo-yi and Ah-hin instead of cheering them. Though some fans argue that the girls were actually trying to entertain everyone because many people find WAP hilarious, the girls still suffer from tons of criticism. Next is an idol who is long rooted in the K-pop industry, yet still has a pretty childlike mindset, Kim JaeChoon. Since 2020 was a year of COVID, and thus non-serious events like April Fools were cancelled to make sure people were aware of important news. Yet Kim JaeChoon didn't take things seriously. He did a prank saying he tested positive to COVID-19 and apologized for not taking COVID protection advice. At the time, Korea was one of the first countries severely hit by COVID-19, and also withstood countless damages with thousands of people being in life-threatening conditions, while many others' lives had already been taken away. Even when South Korea hadn't been suffering from COVID-19, the fact that the rest of the world was still being torn apart by the pandemic should not be the ingredient for a stupid April Fool's prank. Apparently, JaeChoon was too optimistic to care about that. After his announcement of undergoing medical treatments in the hospital posted on Instagram with 1.9 million followers, many of his fans anxiously worried and tried to soothe him. Hence, it was like a literal huge joke for them as an hour later, he declares it was merely a personal April Fool's prank, and that he specifically made it to raise people's awareness about the severity of the coronavirus. Amid the confusion, JaeChoon's edited version of the post eventually caused a greater fuss. According to Knet, the 34-year-old idol was too much of an attention seeker in such a sensitive phase, and thus the upsurge demand for JaeChoon's immediate retirement received tons of support, reaching more than 7,000 signatures in a short period of time. Moreover, plenty of requests were sent to the national government in order to ask for an appropriate punishment for JaeChoon, and the accusation of disturbing the course of pandemic prevention. Another consequence was that JaeChoon had to cancel his schedule in Japan, followed by a lengthy apology letter. This ridiculous joke did bring the Knet back to another silly case of JaeChoon throwing himself into hot water in 2017, which proved that this idol didn't learn his lesson well at all. Specifically, in a Taiwan concert, the idol went out of his mind and chose to fool the fan by pretending to faint away and dropped hard to the stage floor. The crowd went into chaos and the security ran to help him, making many fans stressed out and burst into tears. But again, just for a short span of time, the music was on and JaeChoon started to perform like nothing ever happened. Despite facing many criticisms, JaeChoon was still lucky enough to have his diehard fans protecting him. However, as the situation has changed and the level of his COVID-19 joke was way beyond the tolerance point, JaeChoon himself should take a more precise perception of each circumstance. So that's the end of the video. Well, the consequences of bad jokes. If you are not gifted with a great sense of humor, you should think twice before sending any of your jokes out there, since it may cause a terrible backlash. So, which is the case that disturbs you the most? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel because more intriguing videos are waiting for you ahead. Thank you for watching.